Hi, my name is Minju. I am an online section WD, and I will be presenting my third speech on Tasmanian devils as a case study on a novel conservation research implementation approach. So medications take an incredibly long time to develop. They undergo incredible amounts of scrutiny, and according to the National Institutes of Health, the development process from start to reaching the market takes about an average of 15 years before it is considered safe for human use. However, plants and animals that are considered endangered species do not have the luxury of time. And so Tasmanian devils are an animal that is considered endangered that I was researching for my conservation biology class. And according to Hogg et al. In their research paper, they triggered a new, they triggered the necessity, or conservation triggered the necessity of a new conservation research implementation approach. And so this new approach, so in my presentation, I will be discussing some background about Tasmanian devils, a reason as to why Tasmanian devils conservation required this streamlining process, as well as what the elements are for this, for a successful research approach. And while Tasmanian devil conservation may seem incredibly niche and not quite relevant to just the outside world, this research approach can be implemented in the conservation of other organisms, as well as just it is quite applicable to other fields as well. And so some background about Tasmanian devils: they are considered keystone species, meaning that where keystone species are considered organisms that are have a disproportionately large impact on their environment relative to their abundance. And according to the International Union of Conservation for Nature, as well as Brunisch-Olsen et al., Tasmanian devil populations have been in decline historically as well as now. Their disappearance has had significant impacts on their environment. So according to Scolari et al., Tasmanian devil disappearance in their native habitats in Australia and in Tasmania have decreased shorebird populations significantly because of cats and foxes replacing their populations. So some reasons that Brunisch-Olsen et al. List for the decline of population include not only climate change, but also human actions, as well as a disease called devil facial tumor disease. It is shortened to DFTD. And while DFTD is incredibly significant in the devil population, but there are still healthy populations remaining in the wild. So Hawkins et al. Argues that they are still a species that are worth saving. And so DFTD is a transmissible tumor disease that has independently evolved in devils twice. It is labeled DFTD1 and DFTD2 as researched by Pai et al. In 2 separate papers. It is a transmissible tumor that, that when an infected devil bites another devil, another not infected devil as a method of communication. These devils, this tumor is almost always 100% fatal without intervention, and after the manifestation of the tumor, with these devils do die almost 100% of the time between a period of 6 to 18 months. And so you may be asking why Tasmanian devils were the trigger, why Tasmanian devil conservation was a trigger for this new approach. And so traditional research, conservation research approach is quite linear in that researchers will propose questions, they will perform research, analyze the research, and then publish the papers. And sort of separate to that, conservation biologists typically encounter this research passively. And so if they do encounter this research, they might analyze it and implement it into their research. And because they are quite separate entities, the conservation management staff might not be able to propose any feedback or questions to research staff. And because Tasmanian devils are considered as endangered species, this lack of communication between these two groups, it does not consider the urgency of endangered species. And so in the devil tools and tech approach that Hogg et al. Suggest, some key elements are that this new research implementation approach should keep open dialogue. Second, they should share information. And third, should actively encourage collaboration. And so the first is that in opening dialogue, research staff and conservation management staff should continue to open dialogue and communication with each other. They will have very frequent meetings, and conservation management are the drivers of asking questions for the research and influencing the research topics and proposals. Also, in sharing information, the researchers and the conservation management staff will research and management staff will share raw data as well as analyze data, and then this research will be implemented, but in doing so will create a feedback loop where new technologies and methods can be implemented on a faster timescale. And third, in collaboration with academia, government, and industry. So researchers and management staff will come up with policies and proposals when collaborating with government that can allow for policies to be passed for more effective methods of conservation. So for example, in collaboration with governments, they can ask for speed limits to be decreased where Tasmanian devil populations are more dense. And so also in collaborating with members of the public through social media and through other platforms, Tasmanian devils have become an iconic species, and in doing so have increased awareness to Tasmanian devil conservation, to research, and have increased just funding for Tasmanian devil research in general. And so in conclusion, Tasmanian devils are an iconic species that because of their endangered status, has triggered a revolution in research implementation approaches for conservation in general. So as a result of this new approach, vaccines for DFT, the transmissible tumor, have been developed, as well as intense tracking of pedigrees so that when breeding populations are tracked, there's no chance of inbreeding. And again, while this new approach may seem not quite applicable, the researchers emphasize that open communication, collaboration with many parties, as well as sharing information are aspects that can be implemented to not only conservation of organisms in general, but just to the public and just to everyday problems. Thank you for listening.